Join Cynthia Varkevisser, the modern day mystic, as she helps you find your relationship's intuitive uniqueness, universal alignment, and a more meaningful connection. You're listening to the Modern Day Mystic Talks Relationships, hosted by Cynthia Varkevisser.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. This is Cynthia Varkevisser, your modern day mystic, and today we'll be talking about relationships. But before I do that, I just wanted to say Miranda gave one heck of a show, and it was fun to hear about the colors. As they're talking about colors, we were had to look down, and I see that I'm wearing red, and it makes sense. I'm feeling pretty passionate today, feeling a lot of love, feeling like really digging down deep into the nitty-gritty of things, and just really nice to hear someone so well-versed in their art and craft. So thank you so much, Rana. That was amazing. Today we're just going to keep talking about the same thing we were talking about, which is about memory makers and memory takers. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about stuff that we have in our house, stuff that we wear on our body, stuff that we have in our head, how we can help unclear things within ourselves, and how that is reflected around us. Just so you know, I will be taking readings throughout this show, and you're more welcome to give me a call. The number is 657-383-0608, and then press 1 if you want to talk with me. If not, just hang out in the chat room and type in your question. I'm happy to help you out that way as well. So the reason that this has been coming up is that, again, I lost my mom not too long ago, and it was a very short but powerful cancer. And my mom kept a lot of memories, which means that I inherited a lot of her memories. And I find that, I think I'm on my 15th cleanup, and I'm still finding that there are a lot of memories that are my mom's that I have to sit and decide whether or not I want to take on, or if I want to pass off, or if it's time to, just go ahead and release once and for all. That one I believe is the toughest, and also brings about the greatest amount of relief once that happens. I like to talk about the relationship with my mom. It's safe and it's fun, but I want you to know that even though I'm talking about my mom, it translates to everyone. So if you see that you are having a bit of a challenge moving on to the next part of your life, take a look around you and see what is it in your environment, in your immediate environment, that you've got that, is hanging on just a little bit too long, that maybe you're not as attached to, or you have feelings of guilt around it instead of feelings of joy, or feelings of tiredness instead of feelings of calm, and it's no longer in sync with you. We had a class like this last night. What we did is we all brought in something that we knew we should be releasing, doing something with, and but we haven't yet. And it was really interesting. 2 things that happened, actually 3 things. The first thing that was really interesting is that one person brought in a stuffed animal, and it was easy to see that this item had a lot of emotions around it, and that it did bring a lot of joy at one point, and now it brings a lot of sadness and regret. And yet, there was something there, and it was really fun to notice that everybody could tell it was a gift, and it was a gift from someone special, and people could also tell the type of person that gave the gift, which was pretty amazing in this class. And the person who's holding on to it is really wanting to move along with their life and get big and become more celebrity and take charge. And here's this item, and it's a small item. It's about maybe, a little bit bigger than a Beanie Baby. If you guys know what Beanie Babies are. If not, think about when we go to the carnival. It's the second prize win. The first prize being as big as your thumb, and then the second prize being slightly bigger. And it was cute. So But here's one thing, very small in size and very big in the amount of energy that it took up, because you could tell that every time it was looked at, it no longer provided the energy to carry forward, but it was one of those things that actually took the focus away and brought it back memories of shoulda, woulda, couldas. And it's crazy to think about. Here you are living in a space, and 600 square feet is a small studio to much bigger, and here's this one little thing that takes up less than 1 square foot that is commanding so much attention and so much energy, and so in that way it's a memory taker instead of a memory maker. And so I'm curious to see, I'll find out next week, I hope, whether or not that that was gifted, because someone could really enjoy it. It's just not being enjoyed here anymore. So that's one thing that was really amazing. The other side of it is that another person brought in some slippers and couldn't understand why these slippers just didn't work for them. Now, this is another cool thing about energy is that I was fortunate enough to go and do a read on it, and the energy was not that of the person who brought it in, but the energy of the manufacturer. And the energy of the manufacturer is that of, I'm working really hard. I don't think I'm going to get very much farther. This is the best that I'm going to hope for. So I'm hoping for a good job that I can make the most out of what I've got. And the person who owns it is in this place of complete expansion. And in these flippers, as soon as they came into my sphere, it hit me in the chest. It hit me in the throat. So these, they were manufactured by people who didn't have a whole lot of voice, that didn't get to express themselves a whole lot. And so, after giving this full read, we get the background, and the background is that the person wore it a few times and could never get comfortable. They never felt like they fit. And I said, well, that completely makes sense, because you're not having issues in your heart chakra or your chest, and you're not having, you're all about communication instead of having no voice. So, and you're not about like, this is the best that I can be right here at this moment, that you're on the precipice of getting even bigger. So there's one item there that is holding him back. I mean, what the heck? But it doesn't make you feel good, and yet you're holding on to it. It was the practical side of him. He got it for a really cheap price, and he thought that it would, help him out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those. The last thing that was really interesting was there was an item that was in a bag, and I invited the person who picked it to take the contents, the thing out of the bag, and they were a headset. It was a headset, but there was also a surprise in there, and it was a mini recorder cassette tape, and the mini cassette tape was, of course, the item that carried the most energy. So it's really interesting. I mean, such tiny things that create so much, that take up so much space and so much energy, and it's really easy for us. Think about how easy it is to slide back in comfort or to stay in comfort than it is to go out and extend out. And so that's what happened. Again, feel free to call in at 657-383-0608 if you want to share. Maybe we can talk about an item that you have in your house that you want to go ahead and move on. I'm also very happy to talk about relationships at any time. I am known as if you talk to Carol Mayer, as the Dr. Laura of the metaphysical world. It's really fun to talk about relationships, mostly because one person is speaking one language, and even though we are all speaking English or a different, whatever the mode of communication is, there's the emotional self that is this undercurrent, and it's something that everyone assumes is the same language, and it's not. Everyone has their own personal dialect, and the trick is to figure out what is your partner's dialect, what is your parents' dialect, what is your siblings' dialect, what is your neighbor's dialect? Heck, anybody, right? And then when they figure out how do you speak dialect without losing the integrity of your message. And that is the most exciting thing for me. So I would love to keep going on that. I am going to take a caller first. It is Alvalu from San Francisco. Alvalu, how can I help you?
Nothing. I just called just like that to see what is this? What is intuitive reading? And I came across some Reiki related and what exactly it is and are you like a psychic reader or what exactly?
That's a really good question. Modern day mystic is actually a very, very broad term, isn't it? So what I like to say is that I am an intuitive channel, and I do use my psychic ability. So first, what I'd like to tell you is that that in itself is very general, and let me get back down to the specifics. So for me, intuition is the energetic space that goes beyond your body, and it is an emotional space as well as experience-based space. So a lot of people get to feel other people's feelings without really understanding what's going on, right? So that's why a lot of people have boundary problems. That's intuition. Psychic is when you can go out, you can predict, you can see what other people are doing without them being here. I do that as well. Then I combine the two as well as get divine information, and I'm having a party in my head. So that's why I call myself a modern-day mystic. I take all these items and I bring it into one conversation. So does that answer your question a little bit?
Yes. And so I want to know, what's there in future, or what do you feel like? Something. What do you want to say about me, or some?
Oh, what do I want to say about you? You're amazing. You're fantastic. I love that you're calling me. And now I'm going to go ahead and give you an intuitive reading. How's that?
Yeah, that's
all right. So, are you? Can I get your age, please?
I am nearly 36.
Nearly 36.
Yeah,
you're just a baby.
Years. Completed that, you can say.
Ah, fantastic. So I need your age so that I can personally connect with you, and then it's a much easier for me to energetically hone in and see what's going on. I can see that you have huge love. You're very much heart-based. Everything that you do is very heart-centered. You may not like to consider it as heart-centered because you like to think of yourself as a very practical person, which you are, but your heart is always first in front when you have a conversation, and then you make everything practical beyond that. So what that means is let's say someone is in front of you and they did something that was not really a great behavioral thing. And so what happens is that automatically your heart will go out and you will look at the behavior from the heart center and go, okay, that maybe they're having a bad day, or this is their background, or this is where they came from. And you make everything practical beyond it so that you can have something that feels much more practical. But you do start with your heart first. It's a wonderful gift to have, although sometimes it can get you in trouble in the way that you judge people. I'm not saying that you don't judge people very well, but sometimes what will happen is that you give someone one more benefit than in the doubt than normally would happen, and sometimes people can take advantage of you just a little bit. So now. So that's where you are right now. That's who you are. I can tell you what's going to happen is in this coming year that you are going to be. This is going to be a year of great release, great letting go. Does that make sense when I say that, a great release and a great letting go?
I didn't understand anything.
Oh my gosh!
About great release and letting go means
a lot, right? It's very vague for you.
Means I didn't understand what exactly it means. It's a great release and let it go means. That's what I didn't understand.
Oh, sure. That was just the beginning of the conversation. Sorry about that. What that means is that you're in a place where you have enough. This is the year where you've had enough, and so enough means many things. It's as you look around your house and you say, "That's enough. I don't need any more things." And so instead of collecting more things or buying more things, you're going to be releasing. It's also about enough, as in you're not going to take any more excuses from people or reasons from people. And so you're no longer going to allow people the benefit of the doubt as much as you did before. Remember what I talked? That's the most important enough that it's going to be. So you're going to be releasing those things. You're going to feel like that you're being short and much more decisive. And really what's happening is that you're being kinder to yourself because you're giving yourself a little bit more leeway. And then the last thing is that you're going to be releasing habits. And habits are things that traditionally you like to do. And when I say traditionally, it's stuff that you had done very little when you were very little that you had gotten from your family, and those are going to start shifting up. And that's also important. The most important thing that you're going to be releasing is no longer the need to give people the benefit of the doubt. So that's what's going to happen when it comes to move or things like that. I see it's not going to be like too much a move, physically, there aren't too many physical things going to happen, that this is all going to be very internal. It's a very internal releasing for you. Okay? All right.
So I'll understand who is needed, who is important, who is not important, and maybe I know people this year in a better way. That's what you are saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And it's going to make you feel much better because it's like you don't need as much information. You don't need as many reasons. You're going to trust yourself a little bit more instead of trusting their background. You know what I'm saying? Story. And that's a really good thing. It's actually a big deal. Okay? Are you there? Okay. Well, I need to get on to the next caller. I want to make sure that you're still on the line. Thank you so much for calling in, and feel free to check the podcast or to call me back if you have, if you need some more information. All right? Okay. Thank you so much. And my next caller is Maria from Miami. Maria, are you there?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm so grateful. Super honored.
No, I'm grateful that you share your gift with us because that's amazing, the things that you see and that you do. Not everybody has those gifts, and that's special that you share with us.
Thank you so much. It's really sweet. How can I help you today?
Well, I would very much want to have a loving, committed relationship in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not in one now. I just feel that as time goes by, the less chance I'm going to have of having what I want. And I don't know if you see something for me coming in soon, or I don't know.
I actually, here's what I do see for you. I'm really sorry to cut you off because that was really rude of me. I do see a love coming in, not the way that you are looking at it right now, though. So what is going to happen is that there's going to be a little bit of a self-reflection period over the summer in order to say, you know what, this is how I wanted love to be. And it's okay if it's not going to be like that right now. It's okay if what's important is this. And then what'll happen is that you're going to have, because right now your love list is fairly long. And what will happen is as you down it, it's really long, just so you know. I'm trying to be nice. But
it's true.
But you'll find that that's okay.
You're so good at this.
Thank you. What will happen is that over this reflection, and it's a great time to reflect. It's going to be sunny outside. It's a great time to be out and just reflect and go, I love this weather. And the weather doesn't have to be perfect. I just love it because it's this. And as you start getting down to the basics of what it is that you love, what will happen is it changes your list. And your list will now only be 3 or 4 things. And the 3 or 4 things could be, this person is trustworthy and smart and makes me laugh and is dependable, right? And you have these 4 things. And, did I say trustworthy? Once it gets down, So once it gets down to these 4 things, what happens is that your view broadens. And you don't really relax because you're so busy looking and evaluating, no one actually gets to see the relaxed you, and you are really, really funny. And super thoughtful, and people don't see that part of you because you're a little bit tense, actually pretty tense, because you're always on the lookout for the next thing. And once you do that, once you relax and get that list down, then it'll broaden up, and you're going to be surprised by the amount of people that will be coming into your life, and then there will be a love interest. The love interest will come in slowly because you have to, and it's not because of him, it's because of you and the way that you want to evaluate what love is. So you're going to do a little bit of this push, pull. Like, yes, I'm interested in you. No, I'm not. Oh, yeah, you're a pretty good guy. No, this is not what I want. Oh, yeah. So there's and thank goodness this person is going to be patient so that you have the opportunity to do all this stuff. So if you promise yourself to be diligent and take this time for the reflection and really go into the bigger picture and go, I love this. I love Miami. Why? It's not for a bazillion reasons. It's just for 3 or 4. And get into the theme of the big reasons of why you love what you love and where you love. And then what will happen is it'll translate into the person that you really want to love, and then the person will come along with other people. So with that diligence, you could have the beginning of the relationship. Because remember, you're going to have that push-pull, the beginning of the relationship by fall. So it's really not that far away.
No, that's good.
Yeah, but
you're right. You're very intuitive. I do have a long list.
I know. It's really funny, and it's funny because as I was talking, it's like you have a list and it keeps getting longer instead of getting shorter. It's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, that's really strange. It's funny, and it's like you afterthought, and it's okay to have those things, but now just make them all bonus things, and just really think about the stuff that's really important to you right now. Does that make sense? Do you have any other questions?
No, that was the most important question for me. Is I just wanted to have a loving relationship in my life, but you're right. I had a long list, and nobody meets that list. You
don't need that list, honestly. By the time you finish the list, that person's already moved on to something else. So have a huge bonus list and just have the really important short list. But again, the homework is to go out, really relax and think on the big picture, what it is that you love and why you love it. All right?
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much
for calling, and really enjoy your homework because it's very lovely. It's lovely homework. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I have another caller named Lisa from Connecticut. Lisa, are you there?
Hi. Yes. Thank you.
How are you?
Enjoying the show so much. I had one question. But when you were talking, I decided to ask the other because you talked about being Dr. Laura, and my marriage is really, really, really not well.
Oh, great.
Thank you. Wondering, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Sure. I can tell you right off the bat that you're having some frustrations about how you guys communicate. It's almost as if you keep saying the same thing and it doesn't get interpreted the way that you want. It doesn't get digested in the way you want it digested, and it's not just affecting the way that you feel about your mate, but it's also the way that you're changing up your outlook too on everything in general. Does that make sense when I say that?
Absolutely. I'm kind of giving up on everything. I'm just feel like
well, it's funny. You say that you feel that you're giving up. I don't feel it as giving up. I feel like your frustration is so huge that you're like, what the heck? What's left? So I don't think it's absolutely giving up. It's almost as if you're really looking around and going, what the heck else can I do? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're actually
in it for 25 years, and they still have no response. It's just gotten worse.
Okay, is it okay if I find out your mate's name?
Steve.
And his age?
He was born in 1964.
Oh, he's just a little bit older than me. That makes him 51 or 52, depending on when his birthday is.
52 in May.
He'll be 52 in May?
Yes.
Okay. I like him. He's a tough guy. I mean, he's a tough read. And when I say tough read, he's not a tough read for me. He's a tough read for the public. He's a tough read for the people that he's intimate with. He doesn't say a whole heck of a lot. He's still run waters deep. He's I don't think he's actually this person, but he feels like he grunts his responses, that everything is very short. And it doesn't, and you get no feedback. And you are the type of person that really needs feedback and exchange. And so you're not feeling fed. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Okay. So I do want you to know that he is in a place right now where he went through some really big change last year, and he's taking a long time to recover from this change. And he does so much internal work, you have no idea where he's coming from. So it's a little bit rough on your part. So here's what I'm going to suggest. What I'd like to do for you is I want you to focus on you. And you are at an amazing age where you can think about bigger love. So what I would recommend is for this moment, don't focus on your relationship. Focus on you and your community. As you start working on your community field, what will happen is that you're going to bring fed outside your relationship, and you'll be able to move through this non-responsiveness. Now, that is going to help you out. Now, here's how it's going to help out your mate. What will happen is that because you will no longer be asking so much, what are you doing, what are you thinking, that he actually gets to relax a little bit, and then he will share on his own. He's really slow to share. I mean, it's been 25 years, but he's slow to share. Once he starts sharing, then you'll be able to see what the next part of your life will be like. Don't give up on him just yet, because there's still stuff to learn from this relationship, but really focus outside your marriage right now and just go community, go big, go be the bigger you, because you are so much more than your relationship. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to go be big. I'm just so lonely that I just...
Right. Well, the thing is with being lonely is that, I just had this conversation yesterday, is that who are lonely tend to keep going to the same people to get get fed in that certain way. And when really the solution is that you go out beyond your circle. It's the time to go to book club. I love Meetup. Have you ever gone to meetup.com? That's an amazing thing. Go to your sign up, do this is really about you and your community. Once you start opening up, you'll be able to share in a different way, and that's going to free you up. Once that frees you up, it'll switch up your relationship. And then when your relationship shifts, you'll be able to decide what your next step will be. Does that make sense now?
You think we're going to stay married?
I think you need to hang on for a second and shift your viewpoint before you have. It's a toss-up, but let's put it this way.
25 years is a long time. I've reached the age where I've said to myself, "Oh my God, I've spent 25 years alone. What have I done?"
I've done anything. So this is the thing. This is your chance to. You're at a great age right now where it's time for you to explore. I have another call that I have to get to, but I want to make sure that I finish up with you. Instead of looking back at the last 25 years, take a look at today and go from here for the next 6 months. What am I going to do in my community? And I'm not going to think about the last 25 years. I'm not going to think about my husband. I'm just going to think about me and my community for the next 6 months. And then 6 months, so today's March 25th, April, May, June, July, August, September 25th, I'm going to have a conversation with myself. And that's the read for you. And it'll be amazing. You can make that commitment. Okay?
Thank you so
much. Thank you. Callers, thank you so much for taking my call. Callers, sit tight. I promise to all of you, I will not take a break until I zoop through you guys. My next caller is Jessica from New Jersey. Jessica,
hello.
I cannot wait to hear to talk with you, because you have stuff, and I'm totally stuff right now.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
You are clear as a bell.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear me?
We'll see. I could hear you. It was breaking up before, but I'll see what happens.
Okay. I was just saying, I was super excited to talk with you because you have stuff.
I'm energetically preparing to move, and I've gathered all this stuff. I put it up for sale, and it's been some of it has been selling, but it's been a couple of weeks, and I just have this like pile of stuff, which is just like annoying me now.
Huh?
So I just wanted to see what you had to say about it. Like I really would like some sort of magic potion for it to all sell this weekend.
Oh, here's what I recommend, and it actually will. It actually. Do you have a bell?
I do, yeah.
Okay. What kind of bell do you have?
I use it for like space clearing. It's a small
Perfect.
bell. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to ring your stuff, but before you do that, make an intention, and because that's exactly what you're doing, you're going to be, instead of space clearing, you're going to be clearing the energy of your stuff. Your stuff wants to go, it wants to go, but there is a little bit of friction that's going on. Friction's not the word. Static is a better word for it. There's a little bit of static. You know, when you think about static, it's your stuff sticks to you like a cling, and there's a little bit of electricity, but nothing really that's holding it together. So all you need to do is ring it through, and then what will happen is that I'd say a few more things of yours is going to sell, and the rest you're going to be okay to lease. Because right now you're just taking that personally instead of just going, hey, you know what, I'm moving, this is exciting, and this is the next piece of my life. So ring it out, but really set and I'm so glad you do space clearing and energy clearing. Go ahead and make a ritual around it and make your intention, and then ring the crap out of it, and it'll go.
Yeah, because it's awesome because you know, I was just saying to it the other day. I said you guys could go find your new home.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff, well, not a lot, some of the stuff has been in my parents' house for years and years. It's like old stuff of mine. Mm-hmm. So I like the idea about the clearing it because, I mean, it's really releasing the past, which is exciting. It's the final step of all the like clearing work I've been doing is like here now, this is like some of my childhood stuff just to release. Ooh.
You're absolutely right. And if you're feeling like you're not sure that it's clearing out in a way that you want, I would recommend bringing a friend with you, you know, to do the ringing, clearing and the ringing. To me, does it feel different to you? Just having that check-in, because sometimes even though you may feel cool with it, because that stuff is so personal to you, it may not be a complete clearing. And then they could say, no, I feel a little bit of resistance, and then you just keep ringing it out. There's no such thing as overkill on the ringing, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to ring for 8 hours. And I'm saying, you got stuff to do. So... So, and then it's actually kind of fun because then you could talk to your friend in a different way about energy work, and I'd be surprised if you get work out of it. You know, if that's what you do for a living, or if you'd like it to be for a living. You're in a great gift right now, by the way. Super excited for you.
Thank you. I'm excited too. I mean, so you do see this stuff selling because sometimes I get a little bit annoyed, like because I would like the money exchange. Sometimes I get a little bit annoyed and I say, like the other day I was kind of thinking, oh, just go throw it back in my parents' basement, you know, like.
Right. Well, here's what's happening is that you're taking it very personally when really it's just stuff. So what'll happen with the ringing is that it's not all going to sell, and that's okay because that's not what it's really about. You're going to be ready to release it. So the stuff that doesn't sell, you're not going to take it personally, and then you can actually give it away. Because taking it back to your parents' basement, it's not going to serve you. Because then what it does is that it keeps you connected. Think about this symbolically. It keeps you connected to your parent and your past with your family. And at this age and where you're going, you really want to make a clean break.
Yeah. Oh, you just gave me chills. Okay. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I love chills. Well, listen, I need to go to break. I know I said that I would get to my calls, but Tana says that it's an important time to take a break right now, so we will go to break.
Oh,
I know that.
Can I just ask you one thing related to that before it gets out of my mind here? The reason why I think I take it personally is, well, I know the reason why I take it personally is because I take it out of myself as far as my manifestation skills. So is that just a bad habit that I should release? Because I feel like if I'm this master manifester, I should be able to sell all this stuff if I wanted to. What do you think about that?
I think it's funny. If you're so the way I look at it is, if you're a master manifester doesn't think about the outcome. The outcome is that all this is released. It's not about the other piece. Does that make sense?
Oh my God!
So it's not about the money. It's about the releasing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And I will. Yeah. Feel free to call back. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for your call. I will take the other 3 calls as soon as we get back from break. I will see you guys on the other side. Thanks a lot for holding tight.
Experience the magic of Angel Heart for You, nestled in the heart of beautiful downtown Benicia, California. Embrace the aroma of scented candles, essential oils, incense, and aromatherapy products as you wander the aisles of inspirational and metaphysical books and gifts. Enjoy the positive energy vibrating in this historical site where the well-known author Jack London was once a frequent visitor. If you're in need of a smile or a hug, Angel Heart for You is the place to visit. Do you have an intention or a wish to manifest? Experience the magic of our intention tree. Email us at angelheartforyourradiochannel@gmail.com and be included in our sacred intention tree ritual. Just write us your intention and we'll offer it up in fire along with those left in our store. Then offer them again to the beach and water in Benicia. May angels be with you in all your comings and goings. Love, Angel Heart for You. Join us for the experience of a lifetime. Sacred Connections Sedona Retreats invites you to a powerful 3-day retreat in the beauty of the high desert. People travel from all over the world just to experience the healing vortexes in Sedona, Arizona. Through a series of mindful meditations and spiritual activities amongst the Red Rocks, let the land call you home to your higher self and source. Surrender, transform, Sedona. Sacred Connections Sedona Retreat is hosted by Angel Heart for You radio hosts Tana Newberry and Linda Grindell. Learn more at www.sacredconnectionssedona.com.
Hi, we're back. This is Cynthia Parker-Visser, your modern day mystic, and today we're talking about relationships. I am taking calls for readings. Please feel free to call in 657-383-0608 or hang out with us in our chat room and ask questions there. Right now, I see that we have a caller, Suzanne from the UK. She'd like to know if there's love in her life. When we're ready, I'd love to speak with Suzanne.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Happy Friday evening to you in the UK.
Yeah, happy Friday evening. I'm a bit like that last lady. I feel like my chances are sort of disappearing, waiting for the right one to come along or anybody to come along. And as they get older, there's few and far between, and I guess you feel like you're running out of time, and you know that people have bad attitudes. And so that their attitude is showing sometimes, like they disregard you, like you have no value anymore.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I do. I have to tell you that working with relationships, people of all ages, it's really funny that I see love for people, and just about, even in their late 70s when they come in and they say, hey, and actually it actually happens. So I want you to know that there's lots of time, and for you, you're in a place of where you could command so much, anything that you want, that what we need to do is we need to just shift up your thought process just a little bit. And what that means when I said you have a lot of command of everything is that, have you noticed that although you were just talking about how people don't value you, when you speak, and when you speak, with passion, that people actually stop and listen. Does that make sense when I say that?
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
Yeah. So here's the thing: if you can take that and translate it and put it in yourself the same way and command the same type of respect, what will happen is that will shift you up, and you're going to find that you have love interest. I will tell you that the love interest that I see for you is not going to be what you expect, and you're actually going to think that it's not satisfying. But what I want to say to you is that once you make this shift, and the shift is going to happen, is that be patient. And just so that you know that the person that's coming into your life, the patient, when I say be patient, it's not with them, it's with you. Have patience with yourself to see where the dissatisfaction is, so that you can shift up and be more clear what it is that you want in a relationship, so that they can shift with you. There's a person who will absolutely adore you, super gentle, which is not exactly what you want in at this moment, but something that you need. And what you're looking for is a little bit more, what is it that I'm trying to say? A little more adventurous? Do you understand what I'm saying about that? But this is actually going to be a really sweet relationship. So the homework for you is to really trust that people listen to you when you have passion, and then that you just need to switch your language a little bit and say, that I'm in command of my own destiny, which includes my relationship, and I'm just trusting that it's going to happen. And then it's going to come up. It'll happen before the end of the year, as soon as you start trusting yourself. Okay?
What do you think? Somebody will show up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's someone that will be coming into your life, and this person is a bit older than you, and a little more gentle. And like I said, you're not going to feel it in the beginning, and then you're going to say, you know what, this is actually what I'm looking for, because you're going to find that the adventure and the command and everything is going to be in other aspects of your life, so you can come back home to this person. Make sense?
I don't know. I guess I have to wait and see. Is there anything else you can tell me about what to expect?
Yeah. So what I want. So I don't have a whole lot of time. So I will finish up my thought, and then you can always call back, or we talk offline. But the most important thing is not to think about the person in the future, but to really see how much respect, command, and how much people listen to you. And then once you do that, you can start trusting that the person is going to come into your life, and then you can relax a little bit. That's what it's. I know it sounds a little bit convoluted, that it's not so clear, but that's all you need to do. So I apologize. I need to move on to the next person. Like I said, I'm happy to talk with you offline.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Audrey. Audrey, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi.
How are you? I just got stuck in my throat. I'm so sorry.
Are you okay?
I think so. I think I'm okay. I'm going to be able. I will be get well enough to be able to tell you what's going on with you and a gentleman named Sean. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You know what's really kind of funny? He still makes you girl school giddy. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of cute. Really cute. I will say that he's a fine person. He's really nice. I like his energy. He is going to go through a shift that you're not going to find so appealing, but it's something that he has to go through. It's just a life thing that's going to go on.
Is that his divorce that's ending there?
or something's just going to come up that it's just going to shift up and you're going to go, wow, I had no idea that he was either going to behave that he was going to respond this way. Not about behavior, it's about response. And it's not going to be so appealing. And that's the moment that you're going to be able to decide whether or not you want to move forward with this relationship. So can you please, I don't think it was really clear on the videos what your question was. So I just want to
want to know if we're going to move forward together, because he has my heart. I know I have his. I just, are we going to take that step to...
Gotcha. Okay, so, it's funny. I kind of jumped the gun on you, didn't I? So really what's going to happen is that what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to sit tight for a little bit and just kind of trust in the universe, because what's going to happen is he's going to go through a shift, and you need to know that shift so that you see the whole package that you're going to be working with, right, in the future. And really, it's like he has a response mechanism that is not so appealing to you. I don't know what it is, but it's something that you need to check out so that you can say, okay, now I'm wholeheartedly in. Does that make sense when I say that?
Yes, I know what it is. Yes.
Because you're the kind of person that says, I didn't sign up for that, and then you act surprised, but you're not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
It really does.
Great. So give yourself just a little bit of time, and the little bit of time is, keep doing what you're doing. I'm not saying don't speak to him or anything like that, but you really want to give yourself the space to see how he unfolds in response to what's going on in his life. Okay?
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. My next caller is Selena from Southern California.
Hi.
Selena. Hey, how are ya?
Good.
I love this. You're a pistol. I love it.
Thank you. I was calling about a guy that I've been dating, and I just wanted to see what you see in regards to us moving forward. He had some issues on his own that didn't have anything to do with me, but he's been working through them, and I like him, and I just want to see how it will go. I mean, so far so good, but it's baby steps.
Well, it's funny you say baby steps because you're a little bit cautious for as much of a pistol as you are. You're kind of funny. You're way more bark than you are bite, which is freaking hilarious. So are you okay with telling me his name? And if not, that's okay to get his age.
His name is Rob.
Okay. And his age?
He is 52.
Which is really kind of funny because I felt him to be a lot younger than you. So that tells me that emotionally he's got lots of stuff going on that you need to stay out of, which is great. But I like him. You guys laugh a lot together. If he can get past this thing, and this thing has to do with the way that he interacts. So it's really kind of funny. You guys have a really good relationship, but he's not really so successful with the relationships. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like he'll be in a relationship, which could be a friendship, not just, the opposite sex. And then all of a sudden he misinterprets something and he takes it a little bit farther than he needs to. Does that make sense? It's almost like he doesn't read the situation properly.
Right.
Does that make sense? Okay. So what I just want you to know is if you can like stay out of that piece when he goes and misreads, you guys are going to have a really good time. But it'll okay. And the other thing too is it's time for you to walk your talk, which means that if you really like him, then you better really like him. Make sense what I'm saying? Because it can't all be about him. So so if you can handle that part in him, great. And then if you can because you walk a big talk, I go ahead and follow it up. Man, it'll be a great relationship.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Oh, you are absolutely You're absolutely welcome. That was so much fun. You are really the whole 10 words I got from you, because I'm such a chatty person, is you're amazing and so much fun to talk to. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, and have a really good time, but really really be honest with yourself and walk your talk. So, be really mindful of what you say, because I'm telling you, this is the year where it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Don't walk your talk.
Right.
All right?
I got you. Yes.
All right.
Thank
Walk
you.
big, walk bold. I love it.
All right.
All right. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. I have one more person who came in with, on the chat, and let's see. It is from Barrios222 to see if there is a relationship. Oh, sorry. It's June, and June would like to know if there's a relationship coming into her life. Now, this is kind of an interesting thing, because what I see is, when we talk relationship, I'm under the assumption that she is going to be talking about a partnership. But it's funny that I just saw that June is a mother, and the relationship is totally not about a partnership, and that there is a relationship that's going to be strengthening as the year goes along. So I wouldn't be surprised if we are talking about your child. And I'm sorry I can't tell you. Oh, June is the month. Haha. I'm so sorry. Barrios222. I don't know your name, but what I want you to know is that that the relationship that I see for you is not the partnership relationship that you're looking at, but more about a familial relationship that is going to tighten up. And believe it or not, that's something that's much more special and much deeper than what it is that you are looking for at this moment. And once that relationship goes, it'll satisfy a piece of your life, and then you can move on to the next thing. So I just wanted to let you know, I apologize that I got a little bit crazy. I'm not, as you can tell, I read with my mouth open, which means that as I'm talking to you, I'm reading and I get mixed up. So I apologize for that. But I do know that we're talking about a love question, and that you're looking for a relationship. And what I want you to know is that the first relationship that will happen is a familial, deeper relationship. That's the relationship that you want to focus on. That's the one that's going to feed you a certain way. And then once that happens, then the other piece will happen. There's a part of you that's really needing something that you can only get from family. So I want you to really stick by and just focus on family for just this moment. And once you make that connection, you're going to find that you can relax in a certain way. You'll have been fed in a certain way. And once you have been fed in this particular way, you'll be able to not face a relationship, but you'll be able to open up to the relationship in the way that you want it to be. So have a little bit of patience and really, really focus on family. I know that it's not what you wanted to hear, but it is really important for you to hear, so that the relationship that you get with a partner is the satisfying relationship you want. If you don't do that now, and not often, is that you're always on the chase, and that everything will be a cat and mouse type of thing, or a play thing, and you can't figure out why you're not satisfied. So and again, it's the familial thing that will satisfy you, that will get you to the next piece. Please feel free to call me for a session if you have more questions, or visit me on Facebook at Cynthia Varkevisser, Modern Day Mystic. You can also catch me at Angel Heart for You in Benicia, or you can call me in for a phone reading. My phone number is 415-740-7955. Let's see. I would love to know if anybody has any questions about the type of work I do. I'll give you a quick scenario. What I do is I balance energy, and especially within relationships. What I was saying before is that we all speak the same language, which means that right now you and I are speaking English, but the intuitive part of us has a unique dialect, and we just assume, human beings, that we all speak the same intuitive language, but we don't. So my gift is that I help you figure out how to speak other people's dialects without losing the integrity of your message. And that's how, and that's the beauty of relationships, because everyone is so special. Everybody has such a unique message to share, and it can be very frustrating if you can't get that piece across. And once that happens, then there are other things that we can also consider. There is the relationship that you have with your space, which means I help out with energy healings. Especially in regards to your work or your business, or your car, or just your personal surroundings, as well as your inheritance pieces. What is it that you wear on your body? What's your relationship? How do you stay in sync with that energy so that you can be your optimal self? That is the thing that I love to do the most. My greatest mission is to serve people, and I'm be so happy to serve you. Please feel free to connect with me. Again, I'm on Facebook at Cynthia Varkevisser, Modern Day Mystic, and I'm also on the internet at www.moderndaymystic.com. It was such a productive and lovely radio show today. Thank you so much to everyone who called in, and to Barrios who chatted up for just a moment. Please be kind to each other, but more importantly, be kind to yourself. I wish you an amazing weekend, and that we meet up again on Monday. I do have a show Monday at 1 o'clock PST at this very same place. As well, please check in with the other radio shows. We have Linda Grindell, who works with the Damaged Soul. We have Cher, who's an amazing shaman, and Miranda, who is angelic and just gives great performances. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, and feel free to connect with me whenever you want. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to another empowering show. Tune in every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday and Friday to hear our live shows. Learn more about our live shows at www.angelheartforyouRadio.com and keep tuning in to the Angel Heart for You radio channel.